Yes.
Hello, thanks for joining us. This is BAM. It's Bob and Mary Beth. We get a kick out of that. Anyway, we're here to welcome you because we're talking about aha moments.
And aha moments are so important because aha moments somehow change your life. Life cannot go on the way it was before the aha. There is insights which just fill your file cabinet. And,
I've got a lot of those.
yeah, and doesn't change your life.
And ahas just, sometimes they come as a flash of inspiration or revelation, and sometimes they're just very slowly dawning. And on this series, we're each sharing with you some of our personal ahas, but we want you to get involved in the conversation by either posting a video response or leaving a comment. So, Dr. Bob, what you been thinking about here? Any BAM for you this week?
Right. I did have a BAM, and that's the importance when a parent dies, when the baton is passed from one generation or from one person, energy center to another. And when that happens, everybody's changed. So obviously, if it means the death of a parent, that's pretty change for them. But for the living, for the receiver of the baton, they have to know that they've just been given the baton. It's, sort of, I could have had a V8. I have a V8.
And now what are you going to do with it?
Right, and I think that's true of ahas. You may not realize it till after you got it. But so it's so important because if you don't receive the baton freely, that means that the past generation is still holding on. It makes it hard to run the race. And the other thing is, if you don't realize that you've just gotten the baton in a relay race, then you're not going to be on the track. And, so
you're dealing with these elements with clients that you're working with now, where they find themselves either having sort of not so much inherited money or a company or something, but you're really talking about passing of the baton as inheriting a new role in not just in your organization but in your life.
Right.
And that one of the things that you help people navigate is that transition and how to embrace that new role in the best with the best outcomes for everyone.
It's really putting on the mantle. I mean, it's almost a conscious decision.
And I wonder if what you were talking about has made me wonder in the case of someone whose parent dies and that leaves him in the role of CEO.
Yeah.
I would imagine that in addition to kind of the overwhelm of this new role in the company, that there would also be just some human grief over losing a parent. How does that come in?
Well, you have to do the grieving just of losing a parent or anybody. And the grief process, if you don't grieve it now, you'll do it later. So pay me now or pay me later. And sometimes people try to rush through the grieving process. Well, I'm strong, I don't, and
it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. ungrieving will distort your life. So it's important to do that. It's important not to overdo it, you know. I had a grandmother whose husband had died many, many, many years ago, and she still wore black, you know, almost.
Forevermore.
Yeah, with an armband.
That's old school.
Yeah, but the grieving never stopped. So she was she was the authority figure. She was the head of the family, but she couldn't really openly accept that. So she exhibited her leadership in a very distorted way that you couldn't interact at all. You know, it was, I said it and that's it,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that's one leadership style.
Right, you know. And she would say, it takes two to argue, never thinking that she was. So it was always you.
So what was your aha around this whole baton passing thing? How is it changing you?
Well, that's a good question. And I was thinking, what baton have I not accepted? And, you know, I am no longer the head of the family. That has been passed on to my daughter, who does it beautifully. But so I thought, what are you, Bobby boy? What's your role? And it occurred to me that a friend on a lark decorated, so to speak, my home and my office. And I had just said, I need a sanctuary. And he just took it and ran. And what I understood is that now that I'm living in it, I'm able to exert my power more freely. And it's that I accept the mantle of who I am, which has always been a thing.
So moving sort of out of, you still have your role of patriarch as the family, but the functional role has passed to the next generation, freeing you. This sort of this baton of freedom for you to live this next chapter.
Right. You know, I'm forever in my life have been looking for my home, because the home that I grew up in was not the one that I found supportive. So I've been looking for it, and the aha was, when I had the aha about the passing of the baton, the aha was, that's what's happening with me, and because of that, I can exercise my gifts more freely. So that was the big aha for me. And that's interesting. We begin with one aha, and then we're looking, well, what's my role in this? That's okay for them, and that's an insight, but that doesn't change my life. Understanding that I now have the baton in my hand, and I can run freely because I, number one, know that I have the baton, And knowing that I have the baton and I'm in the race, I know where the racetrack
Where it's
is.
going.
Yeah.
Clarity.
Yeah.
Cascading ahas. Once
Yeah.
you have one aha, you kind of open up and start looking around at other
Yeah.
things. So maybe this has been helpful for you. If you just think random stuff is occurring in your life, reflect a little bit. Maybe you have had an aha and we'd love for you to share it with us. Leave a comment right here or a video response. It's Bob and Mary Beth. See you next
Bam!
time.